Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I consciously evolve my personal reality. All right, so I have a story for you today. So I mentioned yesterday that my friend's restaurant is closing in Tuesday, the day I'm recording this, was my last day. So I had my last day today and I'm sad about it, but I was doing okay. I was just staying upbeat, just working on leaning into trust. Whatever is next on all of the layers, right? So I had to go to the grocery store afterwards because I'm gonna make tortilla soup, and I needed cilantro for it. I'm a cilantro lover. Can't make it without cilantro. And when I walked in, the song Forever Young was playing. Now, I'm going to remind some of you that Forever Young reminds me of my dad who has passed. And at the end of the scope, I always say, may your guiding light be strong. That's part of aligning with the North Node in Pisces energy. And, you know, my dad brought me that song. My dad in spirit brought me that song. And so to hear it just felt like my dad being with me, supporting me. And then after that, they started playing this song, Kiri by Mr. Mister. And that song is basically a prayer saying, you know, please bless me. Please give me grace on this unknown road that I'm traveling. And again, it just felt like a beautiful wink from the universe, support from God's spirit universe, and just felt helpful. And I think that's a really good thing to tie into this astro that we're working with overall. We're all working with the North Node in Pisces right now. And part of Pisces energy is faith. With Virgo energy, we want to know, we want to have everything planned out, figured out. And Pisces knows, like, with the twists and turns in the world, you can plan. And God's like, that's nice. This way. So, it's just a reminder for any of you who feel like me, like, what's next? I know I'm an astrologer. I read the stars. But that doesn't mean that I know everything that's happening, because you're not meant to know everything that's happening. And especially during a North Node Pisces transit, we're meant to be in the faith, be in the flow, be in the surrender. Because a lot of times when we allow ourselves to go down that path, magic comes to us. And so I've just talked to so many people who are feeling that unknown feeling, and I'm with you. And we have this beautiful support, and it was definitely shown to me today. So in a beautiful, vulnerable moment. So there you go. So that being said, let's talk about this energy for Wednesday. We're in our second half of Revolution Evolution energy. We started that yesterday, later in the day, and here we continue. Now, on these days, this is when Uranus energy is working us, so to speak. And Uranus energy is here to help us evolve. It's here to help us change and liberate ourselves. But it's not necessarily easy. A lot of times, Uranus energy can feel very triggering because it pinpoints where we're stuck, where we're holding on. So be aware of those kinds of energies potentially bubbling up. But just like I have been doing, remember that you can bring about change, and you can evolve, revolutionize your personal reality, your daily, you know, whatever it is, your daily morning, how you get up, how you go to work, the environment, even getting rid of or changing around a few things. If you believe in feng shui, it's very real. It can shift the energies for you. So I encourage you today, especially if you're feeling that need of change, to see where you can shift some of the energies in your reality to support whatever changes need to flow into your life. The day is overall quiet transit-wise. We do have an opposition between the moon in Libra and Chiron in Aries. This is going to be a little bit later in the day. And anytime we have Chiron coming up, we may have to face some wounding, being that it is connecting to the moon in Libra. This could be around connection, partnership, relationships. This could also be about where you may choose to create peace outside of yourself at the expense of yourself, because that Chiron and Aries portion is like, bring this back to you, right? Like, it's so easy to point the fingers. I love that there's been a meme going around or a post going around saying, like, becoming aware of where you are, in essence, facilitating your own suffering. And whether it's the stories we tell in our head or even how we engage with people, there's so many layers where we may do this, but this is a big one to be aware of, especially with all these energies in Aries, reminding us to point the fingers back at ourselves and check in with how we are showing up. And Venus in, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Venus in Leo is also reminding us to really lay on that self-love. But part of self-love is also self-truth and being real and aware where our shadows are showing up. So that is our next transit of the day. We have the moon moving into Scorpio, not till later in the evening, 6:27 p.m. Pacific time, moon into Scorpio. And so anytime we have moon in Scorpio, we sometimes have to like go to the underground, go face deeper parts of ourselves. And so you may find that over the next 2 days or so that we are having to look at parts of ourselves. Now, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Scorpio. One of my favorite people, my friend Nicole Oman, who some of you know, is a Virgo with a Scorpio moon. And she is amazing at seeing beneath the surface what's really going on. I would say both Virgo and Scorpio have detective vibes. And so when we have these energies together, we're able to kind of like suss out some of the sus stuff. So again, be aware of that. It might be in your world, but it also may be coming up in yourself to look at these energies. The only connection that the moon in Scorpio is making is a square with Pluto in conjunct with Uranus. Actually, hold on, let me look at this. Yes, there is a yod. It is not actually showing up on my screen because I'm looking at the chart from earlier in the day, but there is a yod once the moon moves into Scorpio, and that yod has Uranus feeding in, and then Saturn and Neptune feeding in, and the neon finger is pointing at early Scorpio energy. So it's like, hey, do your undercover work, and this is going to help with that Uranus and Gemini, some of that change energy, some of that evolution revolution energy that's moving through the world, but also moving through each of our lives. And then we have that Saturn and Neptune in Aries, which again is like radical responsibility to yourself, to your soul, to your spiritual mission kind of energy. And sometimes Scorpio may show us where we're afraid. And as I hear, think of that, I hear Joan of Arc, who is like, I'm not afraid. I was born for this. And truly, all of us, we were born for a time like this. I always like to remind everybody, my teacher Khufu always said, like, we came here at this time for all this lunacy that's going on. Like, we're meant to be here. And we're meant to throw down the love and the light and the fierceness of aligning with what is truly valuable in the world. So, Moon and Pluto square, but amidst that square, we've got this yod going on. So you may have to face some of those fears that you carry within yourself. And some of these fears are really old. Working with so many people, when I used to do energy work, so much past life fear that would come up. So we all carry it within us, but sometimes we just need to face it. And Scorpio is that call to face it. Let's look at these cards. I definitely found them to be interesting because we kind of have a theme. So flowering, which always feels like a very grounded card. A card call to get centered, grounded, rooted in. But it's also a reminder of allowing the energy of prosperity to flow through us. This is a Pentacles card. And when we are grounded and centered, Scorpio energy always, connects me to the root chakra and those fear. And again, when you're in the unknown, that fear energy can come up. Can you get grounded, rooted, and trust in the flow? Because it's always flowing unless we're like blocking it off, which, we're humans. We do that. Got the Patience card though, which reminds me of it, right? Like another yin being sitting grounded. We're not feeling very patient in this. And that's because I think we're forgetting, that individual process. We're waiting for like the universe to show up. And I feel like this is a call to root in, sit and listen. That's going to be a big part of this incoming Pisces eclipse. Faith, but part of faith, like you're not alone in it. It's sitting, listening, connecting to God, Spirit, Universe, and allowing the wisdom to come through and the clarity of no clarity. The clarity of how to proceed. There we go. The clarity of how to proceed to come forth. Now we do have this change card in reverse, and I think it's like, just wait, because there's more change dropping in. And again, that makes sense. There's so much change in the astro energies. And finally, we have the Miser card. Watch what you're holding on to. Watch what's really of importance to you. And Kyrie Elei, may, God bless the road that you may travel. Now, I love the herbal astrology card for today. It's Cat's Claw, and I will tell you that this is an herb. There's a Mimi hair hanging from my wrist. This is an herb that has been really helpful for me in my experience with Lyme. My Lyme journey, we'll call it. So I'm going to actually read it, but the word is purification, and there's a little black jaguar there. Somebody trying to come in my door right there. It's probably Jill. Cat's Claw. No, knocking. No one's home. I'm recording.
I didn't know if you were recording.
I am recording.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. So I said no one's home. Anyways, Cat's Claw. Cat's Claw blesses us with its powers to purify our sacred essence, our blood, our DNA. It allows purification powers to help you identify the biological and spiritual patterns passed down from your ancestors that you choose and want freedom from. Whether hereditary illness or intergenerational trauma. Black Panther's medicine aligns with Cat's Claw, allowing us to face our shadows. Here's more of this facing the shadows, the Scorpio work that we're doing. Allowing us to face our shadows and dark behaviors with curiosity. Darkness is the place for seeking and finding answers and for accessing the hidden light of truth. Black Panther teaches us how the journey within is encoded with information for healing. There's that turning in card, listening within. Small-mindedness, shame, disappointment, and unworthiness are all shadowy aspects inside of us, but do not succumb to them. Befriend the silence of the dark void. Channel the mastery embedded deep within your shadows, and don't hold back. And just for anybody who likes numbers, that is on page 77. So let's embrace this Black Jaguar energy along with Moon in Scorpio and move forth. So eclipse readings available. The eclipse is coming up on the 7th. So if you want to have your eclipse reading before then, you might want to, get in line for that. Email me or message me for that. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and May your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust the process. Namaste.